Our immediate concern, an obvious concern right now, is for Devin Lucian, who suffered a head injury. We don't know the extent of it, but he's being transported to the hospital. He's in very good hands. Dr. DiFiore is on his way there. We have contacted and talked to his mother, so she's aware of the situation. As always, we're going to be overly cautious with anything that has to do with the head, neck, or spine. That's not a toughness issue. But we're praying for him and thinking about him, and he's in good hands. So that's all I know right now. And as information becomes available, obviously we'll let you know. I think any time that something like that happens and you see an ambulance come onto a field of play, it's tough, especially for younger guys, and that's their friend. But we'll just keep them in our thoughts and prayers and hope for the best. That was an outstanding practice, given the fact that it was hot. It's practice number 10. We've been pushing them hard. I think that they've really responded well. We've been demanding an awful lot of these guys, and it's not always perfect, but they keep raising up to it, and I'm really proud of the way that they're working. End of the practice there, we worked a lot of situations, end of game situations that may or may not come up, but if they do come up, then we want to make sure that we're ready for them, and we're going to practice those things constantly. So I like the direction we're headed. It's hard to be ecstatic about anything right now, obviously, because you're just thinking about someone we all love, Devin Lucian. So I'll just leave it at that.
Do you know what hospital they took?
I don't know. No, I didn't ask that question. My concern is just Devin's health. I didn't get into the specifics of that. What I do know is that John DiFiore is one of the finest physicians in America and has an amazing grasp on head injuries, and so he couldn't be with a better person than Dr. DiFiore.
Any idea exactly what happened?
It looked to me, and from what I've heard, is that he hit his head on the ground. I believe it was when he was making one of his, rather spectacular but sometimes typical Devin Lucian catches that we've kind of grown accustomed to seeing, and it shook him up a little. So we'll find out the extent of it. And he's really been I'm not sure exactly what play it was, but he's really been practicing well. He put together a few really good practices. So we're just going to hope for the best.
Did he lose consciousness?
I don't know that either. I do not know those facts.
Is that is he okay?
Yeah, well, he's not okay, but he's going to be. He'll be out a few days. It was an MCL. It's pretty moderate. There's a lot of guys that are out. Now, obviously, our main concern right now is Devin. But besides the injury to Devin today, and we'll see where that goes. Sam Handler hurt his knee, and Cameron Griffith hurt his shoulder. But other than that, it's really just the customary bumps and bruises that you get, 10 days into training camp. We're relatively healthy. We've stayed relatively healthy. But once again, you say all those things, and then your mind goes right back to Devin. So that's kind of where what I'm thinking about right now.
How hard is it to keep kind of a balance when you're 10 in and they're pretty exhausted, but you need to push them?
It's really hard, Tracy. I mean, it's one of the hardest parts of coaching. Is where you want to go, and you know what it's going to take to get there. But you also have to have some empathy for the fact that, they're tired, they're worn out. They've been giving us everything that they have. And so, you have to find that balance, and you hope that you can lean on your experience. And for me, the fact that we've been up here the last couple of years in these conditions has helped. It's helped me understand when we need to take a break and get in the shade or cut practice back or cut plays or change kind of the focus of a practice. But you always want to try to keep moving forward, but it's not easy, And then when something like this happens, and although, it's part of any athletic endeavor, you question everything. So, anyway.
All right, thanks, guys.
Okay.
Thanks,
All right, man. Thank you.